And welcome back to the workbench. Today, what I've made is a runout gauge for the drill press. What I found was after I had squared it, it still wasn't working very well. So this one's just got a simple bolt for the bottom, so you can hold it down to the press bed. It's got a channel so that it'll sit inside the grooves on this particular press bed, 14 millimeter, and it's got a dial indicator section where you can punch the dial indicator, which in this case is a inexpensive Chinese dial indicator. It's the same type available currently, or at least recently, at Harbor Freight, so fairly easy to acquire. And that's it. So you'd punch this through like so, and then put it against your drill press, the rod in your drill press, to check what the runout is on it. And if whatever round stock you're using in the press, in this case a 1/2 inch piece of steel, is straight, it'll indicate exactly how much runout you have on there. And if you're curious at all about the design process, this is what I started out with. The initial one on the left, and then a redesign on the right with some extra holding support. Neither of those fit very well. I actually forgot the depth of the drill press wasn't that long from the holding part over to the round stock that we're measuring on. So this is what I eventually came up with, and actually this was almost too short, almost too long as well. But if you reverse it, it works just fine with the short end toward the chuck and then the longer end in the back for the support. Like, we're going to mount it up in a moment. It worked okay. So that's what I ended up with. That's what I'll put up. Also, I'll put up two designs, one with and one without the guide on the bottom. I'm not sure that'll work with all presses. I'm sure the bolt down will probably work. So if you can just bolt it in place, keep it steady, it should give you the run out. Also, I don't think that keeping the pillar steady was as big of a problem as I had thought. It actually doesn't apply too much force on it from the dial gauge when it's being used. So that actually worked out just fine. All right, onto the press. So as you can see, I'm using the same piece of round stock from the drill press squaring video, and it's still got the mount on it for the square tool. Just gonna leave it on there. It's already inserted in the drill press, and let's get the runout gauge installed. That should hold it well enough. Maybe give it a little bit of tension with some sort of pliers. There we go. Just to make sure it's in there. All right, let's see what she does. There we are. That's a better angle. All right, let's turn it on, see if I can get it. And this is always tricky. I really need to offset the on-off switch in this thing, so I don't need to touch it to turn it on. But there we go. Okay, actually did get it zeroed out for once. Okay, so as we turn it, it should show exactly how much runout there is on it. So the highest value and the lowest value, the difference between the two would be the total amount of runout on the chuck. Let's see what we get. It's already not looking good. .27. So negative 0.27 to about positive 0.12 with no actual load on it and not running. So that might go out further, I would assume, with the motor actually turned on and the parts spinning. So as it turns out, the rod I'd been using, the 1/2 inch steel rod, was just horribly not straight, bent, if you will. So that was actually most of the problem I had with testing. So I think the problem I was having is that the bit was wandering when I was punching the hole, boring it through the screw. So I think I'm gonna have to actually tap the bolt before I run the bit through it, bore out the end a bit, and then I could probably hit it with the drill. I'll actually try it again on the drill press. I did pick up the lathe. The lathe should work better, but I'll try it again on the drill press because it's interesting, and I think it's actually roughly situated now. We can check it out. Let's see here. So that doesn't have a heck of a lot of runout on it. 0.06 millimeters is the largest bit, and again, that's titanium rod now, so it's pretty straight. It might be slightly crooked, so that could be the case too. That's the stubby indicator holder that I'm using now that I built. I'll put the links for that up below too. That actually seems to work a little better. It's easier to zero because it holds it much more firmly. You don't have a bit of wobble whenever you go to hit the button. That actually works a little better too, in my opinion, but I'll put them both up. You can decide for yourself. Right, so thanks for watching. Till next time.